Good afternoon. Welcome to the iSuporta channel. My name is George and this is Brew. Today we're going to talk about Brew's experience with chat support and how he progressed in his career and what he's doing now here for us. So thank you, Brew, for joining me here. And he just start off telling us a little bit where you started in your chat support experience.
All right, sounds good, George. So basically I started with call phone way back 2012. So I started as a chat support representative. And I was assigned to a big account, which was Comcast. So it's the largest TV, internet, and cable services in the US. I supported their services as chat support for about a year and a half. And then I was promoted to a quality analyst for the team, and basically also transitioned later on to customer experience analyst. At that time as well, I was also handling T-Mobile US. So that's one of the bigger, telecommunications companies in the US as well. So basically, one of the main highlights for me was being a customer experience analyst, because we started out at around 76 to 78% CSAT satisfaction rating, and in just about 4 or 5 months' time, we were able to improve that to 86, 87% satisfaction approval from clients. So it was a really big push for us because we started at around 50 headcount, and we were able to grow it up until to 160.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was a really huge improvement for us. And with that success, later on, after a year and a half as a customer experience analyst, I was promoted to a supervisory role. I handled the nesting team. I would say I was able to handle more or less about 100 people, usually 15 teams, and then they would have around 12 to 15 pages per team. So I handled them during the nesting period, make sure they know the in and outs of the account before I transitioned them to regularization, and that's that.
Okay. What years were those?
2012 I started, and then up until 2016.
Okay. So to any audience members that live in the United States, they both know Comcast very well, and T-Mobile as well. They're huge companies in the US, so it's kind of a daily common name. I will say, as an American, Comcast was known for very bad service. It was, now I don't know if it was a chat service, but for sure coming to to your home took long. It was a real big problem. So it's actually interesting to hear you say that the customer satisfaction increased in the chat support.
Yeah.
Right? So that was all done with your team here in Cebu, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. So it was focused on the Cebu team. Basically, Comcast is known as not the best customer service. Yes. We were all aware of that. But on different LOBs, or line of businesses, on chat support, it was more well received for the customers.
Yes.
I mean, we can't please everyone,
No.
but then again, we were able to maximize our skills in terms of human touch, basically acknowledging what their concerns were, and repeating it back to them, and make sure that they understand that we're listening to them, which made the overall experience, chat experience, better for them.
Actually, I remember when that was kind of changing, because I had Comcast most of my life, actually. So I remember that changing when somebody would repeat it. I said, okay, cool, this person knows what I'm talking about. Now, also, as an employee here of a big company, you have to, somebody creates those scripts.
Yeah.
And so you're limited to what they tell you, right? Even if you think it didn't change, you're still stuck with what you give them, right?
We were given a little bit of flexibility on that account. So basically, there was a tool where we would navigate through that tool and just click on scripts. But on certain occasions, especially if you want to personalize and make it more human conversation or more involvement, we would be able to allow them to edit those scripts out, create power words. Awesome, that sounds like a good plan for you, or that's good news. Having to hear that,
Sure.
So somewhat make a connection with them.
Okay. So I'm sorry, and the size of the team was how many at the end?
For T-Mobile, that was around 160, 170.
Okay.
For Comcast, it was, I would guess, about 200 or 250.
Okay.
As far as I remember.
And then all Cebu, so I kind of want to reiterate that. So I'm going to ask you a hard personal question. What would you rate your English as? On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think your English is?
I would say an 8 or a 9.
Okay.
There would be stutter words. Sometimes I would mispronounce words.
Sure.
But in terms of just speaking spontaneously, I would say I'd be confident enough to speak with anyone over the phone or even in person.
Of course, yeah. I totally agree with that, knowing you personally. So 8 or 9, this is what we're listening to right now, 8 or 9. Compare that to your team and average it out, of course. Everybody's different. Of course, there's going to be outliers. Some are going to be awesome, some are great. But generally, what was their English level as compared to your 8 or 9?
Well, to be brutally honest,
yes,
I would just say about 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Sometimes there would be a 6, outliers.
Of course, yeah.
So, but definitely with a chat support account, you really don't have to speak with them. You would have the time to edit out any wrong grammar. Make sure you correct those incorrect terms that you're going to be sending to the customers.
In non-voice chat.
Non-voice.
And were there any 9s or 10s?
Yes, I would say there would be. I would be impressed. Sometimes I would even say, this guy's better than me.
Right, sure.
It's just like circumstance where you're in a better position.
Right. And of course, anytime you have a big account like that, when you have 200 people, it's going to be hard to get 200 9s. In any place, even in the US, it's going to be tough because you're going to get 200 people that are all very, So now, as far as, did you do any kind of the hiring or the firing or is it HR?
Hiring in terms of with T-Mobile and Comcast, it would be HR's call. In terms of firing, it would have to be within both of the supervisors, making sure performance is always at peak.
Sure.
There were always weekly reviews with the team, so at least once a week, and then a monthly performance review with them as well, individually.
Sure. What was any typical a problem that you felt that always came up? Is there something that comes to your mind that was a big hassle there, or was a common thing that you guys couldn't fix? Or was the Comcast team pretty responsive? No problem to fix, or?
I would say as a team, or is it as a business?
It is as a team.
As a team, we would usually have to tackle absences, which is normal in an outsourcing business. But then again, we always have forecasting workforce and make sure we have enough manpower to backfill those absences for the day and make sure we recover and provide productivity at least 97% for client performance.
Yeah, that's common, of course, with any business. So now that's on a big scale and you have a little more margin there. How about a small team? If you have maybe 5 people, how would you know that? Kind of absentee or?
Well, for my type of leadership, I would say I'm the type of I like to be democratic with them. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I want to listen to them, connect with them deeply, one-on-one person, not just like a boss relationship with an employee. I want them to look at me as a friend or something like that. That way, there would be no barriers in terms of communicating and being honest with me, and that really helped me in terms of lowering absenteeism, especially for nesting teams where they're like really eager to learn. Sometimes we'll be afraid to come in because they made a mistake the previous day. Right. So making sure that you still commend them regardless of what they messed up the last day or the previous day. They will still be motivated to go because they feel that they are supported. Right.
Yeah, I think culturally, it's nice. You obviously a Western mentality, but it's also nice that the Filipino mentality. So you know how to communicate better rather than when a Westerner comes here, they might communicate ineffectively. They might be trying their hardest, but someone like you can kind of convey, maybe understand a little better.
Exactly. Yeah, I can communicate in both ways. I can figure out whatever I'm trying to say with the employees and what I'm trying to say to the management or to the client side. So I guess that's where both mentalities come to play and benefit.
Yeah, I agree with that. Of course, we see that here in the office as well. So. Okay, we're not going to take more of your time, but thank you for your time. And this is the exact kind of example of the kind of employees that we can find for your business with excellent English, excellent tone, and temperament. Obviously, Brew is one of our stars, but all our employees have their own strengths. And we hope that you give us a chance to see what we can provide for you. Thanks, Bree.